Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's session of how to manage your finances during cancer after treatment for young adults, led by our certified financial planner, Rick Fingerman. This program is hosted by the Blum Resource Center. Over at the Blum, we are grateful to Rick and his team for this continued partnership. A recording of this session will be posted over on our Blum YouTube playlist and our Blum Digital Resource Center. For those of you watching live, if you have any questions related to today's program, please feel free to utilize the chat feature throughout the session. At the end of the session, your questions will be used to moderate a Q&A. If you would like more information about resources and programs offered through the Blum, please visit our website at www.dana-farber.org/resource center or email us at blum_center@dfci.harvard.edu. Thank you all for joining us. I will now pass the workshop over to Rick.
Thanks, Sarah. Welcome, everyone. So today's topic is, how to manage finances after treatment. But just to let you know, you don't have to be done with treatment, starting treatment, in the middle of treatment. All of these resources should, be helpful. My name is Rick Fingerman. I actually head up a program called the Pro Bono Financial Coaching Program at Dana-Farber. It's kind of a mouthful. But back in 2008, a trustee of Dana-Farber had this great idea. What if we could offer at absolutely no cost to Dana-Farber patients help with any kind of financial matter, whether that was debt management, medical stuff, estate planning, credit card bills, you name it. And we started back in 2008. We're up to 650 families we've helped to date. This is just a picture of me. I'm the guy in the middle there with a little trophy, a little younger version of me. Back in 2011, any money that we win or are awarded through this program, we donate that to the Patient Assistance Fund. So that's just a check that went to them back then. We're always looking for opportunities to try to get more grants and more awards, but it doesn't happen as often as we like. Just a quick disclaimer: this program is strictly informational only. It's not meant to be specific legal, tax, health, investment advice, nothing like that. And there will be some links in here that, if they're not clickable, then you can cut and paste them and put them into a browser and get to them that way. And we can't guarantee the accuracy of all these links. They're not affiliated with Dana-Farber, so just be careful when you go to these outside links. So this is really just kind of a list of resources. This first one is Cancer Financial Assistance Coalition. There's just a lot of stuff here. And if you go to this link, this cancerfac.org, you'll see just a lot of different resources available. Some might apply, some might not. There's also a phone number. These people are really great if you call. If you don't see something or it doesn't answer your question, I would suggest just giving them a quick call on the 800 number. Let them know what you're looking for, and there might be some help available. Findhelp.org, I love this site. This isn't specific to cancer at all, but there's a ton of stuff. You just put in your zip code, and you'll get so much stuff. It'll be like 3,000 things will pop up in different categories. Anything from housing assistance to utility assistance, helping pay an electric bill, food. There's just so much stuff on here. You can spend 2 hours on here looking around. So definitely check out this findhelp.org. It's really fantastic. And then Cancer Care, this has been around for quite a while. This is, provides, financial and just basic help. So cancercare.org is another place to go to. You can cut and paste this link. It gets you right to the financial assistance page. It's just a quick little video on medical bills for young adults. So just watch this. It's only a few minutes long.
As a patient, I think you should feel comfortable asking your doctor all the questions that are important for you to plan. For instance, talking about bills or cost of care is absolutely fine.
It might be hard for you to do that because there's so much going on when the doctor is talking to you about your treatment options. A lot of information to absorb, a lot to understand, and you want to hear about which treatment is going to work best, what kind of side effects you're going to be dealing with. But cost can be an issue, and sometimes treatments can be decided on the basis of cost. So at the point that you're making this decision, it's fine, and we really encourage people who are starting treatment like you to ask that question: is there a difference in cost among these treatments you're presenting.
And you should be able to have a frank conversation. Perhaps your doctor is not the best person to answer all the questions, certainly may not know the specific answers to questions that relate to your insurance or the costs of certain therapies, but he or she, your doctor, should be able to point you to somebody on their team, or perhaps other community resources that are available to answer your questions. Everything that's important to you should be discussed frankly and openly.
The best time to talk to your doctor and your healthcare team about cost is before treatment begins, so you can anticipate what this might mean. But it's okay to bring this subject up at any time along the treatment process.
As a patient, you may feel that there is another burden that complicates your treatment, and that's all the bills you get and all the paperwork you get. I'd suggest to you that you keep track of it. Either have a folder, or perhaps you can delegate somebody in your immediate circle, some relative or a friend, help you with it. But stay on top of it. Ask questions. Make sure you don't fall behind, because otherwise you might find that you have even more problems when you end your cancer treatment. I'd suggest that you get organized with your bills and do this on a parallel track with getting your cancer treatment, to just stay on top of it, collect the information, make sure you're in touch with your insurance company, and that all of these things are attended to and that you have a plan.
There are resources for people who are being treated with cancer who are having problems with their bills and are uncertain about what's available to them and what they're eligible for. There are a number of nonprofit organizations. There's a lot on the internet.
You may want to look at cancer.net and see what our resources there are. There are links to community services. There may be specific individuals in your doctor's team who have experience with this, sometimes a financial counselor or social worker or somebody who's designated to help you to navigate the system, which can be very complicated.
It probably makes sense to ask wherever you're being treated where they would recommend that you go for information and for help.
So again, that cancer.net's a great site to get some information. You know, those of you that are through the treatment process and came out the other side, it might be a little late to discuss treatment plans and different options. But, you know, again, the pro bono coaching program that we have available at Dana-Farber is a great resource, because you can get matched up with a financial coach, absolutely no cost at all to you, that can help you work through any kind of bills you might be having or any type of other financial situation. The Expect Miracles Foundation, this is a great foundation. This is a grant. This is actually money. You have a couple little hoops you have to jump through. You have to be a U.S. resident, and you need to be between the ages of 21 and 39. Here's a link again. If it doesn't click, I would just copy and paste that in there. There's an application where you can apply, see if you're eligible, and it's just a great organization. And then there's the Patient Assistance, Fund. So here's the phone number, here's the link. There is something called the Patient Assistance Fund. That's, again, where all of our award money that we win goes to. And I think the stipend is like $250 a year or something, but it might have gone up, I'm not sure. And that can be used for anything. It can be used for medical bills, gas, utilities, rent, whatever you need that for. And then medical debt. So if you get to a point where you've exhausted everything that you can possibly do to try to get a handle on these medical bills, especially after going through the pro bono program, there are companies out there like this one that can take like a $30,000 medical bill maybe and get that down, and look at that in more detail to see if there's no errors and things like that. So there are costs to some of these other companies, so just be careful when you go there, and before you sign on the dotted line, find out exactly what you're getting. And then student loans, if they're federal student loans, not private loans that you got through a bank, but federal student loans that you got for college, there is some forgiveness, not forgiveness, but there's some deferment there. Once cancer treatment is done, you still have 6 months after treatment where you don't have to make a payment and interest doesn't accrue on the federal loan. So that's something to look at. If that's something that applies to you, there is an application. I can provide that with you if you send me an email. The last slide has my contact info, my email address. Just shoot me an email, tell me how I can help, and we can get that to you as well. And some closing thoughts. Use credit cards carefully. It's really easy. We've, again, helped over 600 families, and we see a lot of credit card debt. And the reason we see that is because if you only have so many dollars coming in and dollars going out, we have to rely on credit cards sometimes, and that can get really dangerous. But there are some ways to manage that as well, and we can help in that area if that seems a little overwhelming. If you can create a monthly spending plan, again, we can provide you with some forms. I don't like the word budget, so I call it an expense or spending plan. But that kind of just helps you keep track of all of your expenses every month and money coming in. And of course, if there's more money going out than coming in, well, we've got a problem. And that's where the credit cards can come in and cause all kinds of issues. So we can provide you with just a little spreadsheet to do that. HSAs and FSAs, that's health savings accounts and flexible spending accounts. If someone was working at some point, if you're still working, you might be putting money into one of these types of plans. And this is money that can be used for health or medical expenses. On FSAs, it doesn't have to be used it has to be used in the year that you used it by the end of the year. But HSAs, you could have a bill from last year and you can use the money for that. So if you're not sure if you have those, you might see that on your pay stub, like a little deduction that came out for one of those two accounts, or check with HR and see if you have a balance in those accounts. And then again, ask to be connected with a pro bono coach. Happy to help people as much as we can and get you some more resources that might be more specific to you. And then my offer to you is just a complimentary call. It's usually best to email me at rick@planwithfps.com versus calling, because I'm either in meetings all day or on the phone all day, one of the two. So if you email me, I'll get back to you the same day. We can set up a time to chat for 15, 20 minutes and see how we can help. I think that's all I've got.
Thank you so much for that wonderful presentation.
Quick and sweet.
I am looking to see if we have any questions. I don't see any right now, but if you do have any questions, please feel free to put them into the chat box or the Q&A question and answer function, and I'll be happy to read them out loud. In the meantime, if you would like more information about resources and programs offered through the Blum, you can visit our website at www.dana-farber.org/resource center or email us.
Yeah, and if you want to be part of the pro bono coaching program and you're working with a social worker or a resource specialist, just mention that to them and they can connect you with me, or again, you can email me directly and we can try to get you in the program. It's a good deal. So, even if you don't have an estate plan, for example, let's say you say, I don't have a will, and that's something I'm concerned about for whatever reason. We have estate planning attorneys that will take care of that at no cost as well. So there's a lot of resources that are here. So the question is, I see a question popped in, is the complimentary call available to non-Dana Farber? Well, I get calls from people all around the country. So I'm totally open to talking to somebody that's not, currently at Dana Farber. They wouldn't be eligible for the pro bono program, but if you just have a couple of questions, I'm happy to answer that. So sure, reach out to me.
Well, I think that's it for questions right now. Thank you again so much, Rick, for presenting today. It was wonderful and you shared so many great resources. So we appreciate your time and thank you so much.
Great, thanks.